And there we go. So, just before I start, I'll tell you a little bit about me. I've been in the business now for 6 years and just had my 6th anniversary. And I'm what they call a bronze exec in the business, which, like Kev says, that means I've just got myself to gold and helped 2 of my team members get to gold as well. I've not been able to work the business for the full 6 years. I had to take 3 years out due to ill health, but love the business with a passion, love what I do, and really can't see me ever doing anything else. My first cheque in the business was £212. My best cheque has been £1,995. Not quite hit the £2,000 mark yet, and nowhere near as much as 18,000 in a period, but watch this space because you never know. That's what my plans are, to get loads and loads of money because I want to go travelling all around the world. So Clean Easy have Clean Easy have taken me on various different conferences. They call them conferences, they're more like holidays. You do have to work for about an hour and a half. And I've been lucky enough to go to New York and Miami, Adventure of the Seas cruise, Paris, and 2 weeks on Thursday I'm off to India, all expenses paid. So, you know, there's lots of other things on offer in this business. Now, just before I jump into my training, I just want to make a little announcement, and I want to say, I want everybody to join me in congratulating one of my team members who's had a milestone birthday this weekend. And can we all please say happy birthday to Karen Hall? Because, like I said, she's had a milestone birthday, and I hope she's had a fantastic weekend. I know she's had family around. She did lots of baking, and she was really lucky. She ordered a load of shopping from Tesco's, and they doubled up on the order on certain items. Luckily, it was the booze, so she had loads and loads of booze this weekend. So I hope she hasn't got a thick head, but I hope she had a fantastic day anyway. So happy birthday, Karen. So what I'm going to talk to you about today is account management. And I know that probably sounds like really boring, but you've got to remember, guys, you are actually running a business. And if you don't look after the pennies, you know, the pounds won't come. So it's vitally important that you look after your business. And this is the boring side of the business, but it's very essential. So this is more aimed at the new people who will need to know how to run their businesses, how to do various different aspects of it. But it's also a good reminder for the more established distributors so that they can teach it down the line when they get the new team members themselves. So in account management, we're going to cover paying your account, invoices, returns, credit notes, statements, and GSAs. Okay. Now, there's a lot of wording on these slides because what I will do is I will put these slides up after on the Liberty K page so that you can take a copy and you can keep them, and then, like I say, you'll be able to teach this down the line. You'll be able to refer back to them if you're ever stuck. And covering in this training is a lot of questions that we get asked, asking builders from our newbies, you know, like first time they get an invoice, what do I do with this? What do I do with what's a credit note? How do I return? You know, so I think it's vital that we cover this information for the benefit of the new people. And we haven't done it for a long while as well, so a nice reminder. So let's say you are a newbie and you're placing your first order. What happens when you've placed your first order is you will have an invoice emailed to you straight away saying that the company received your order and it's gone to the warehouse. Now, you need to keep a copy of this email. You can either print it off, put it in a folder, or you can stick it in a folder on your desktop, but you really must keep hold of this invoice because you may have to refer back to it at a later date. Have a look at it, make sure that everything that you ordered is going to be arriving, because things can go out of stock from you pressing confirm your order to them getting to the warehouse. And obviously, I'm saying obviously, what I do is collecting orders in, I always put them on the system straight away, and then it might be a couple of days before I press accept and it can go out of stock. So check your invoice, you know exactly then what is coming. Now at the bottom of the invoice, it says less retail profit. And that is what you have earned from that particular invoice. So from that particular order, that is your earnings. And this is what the invoice looks like. And as you can see there, it says less retail profit. And that's the retail profit I earned from that particular order. Okay? Now, just remember, you don't get commission on sales aids. So if you're buying carrier bags or you're buying catalogue, round books or anything that is to aid your business that you're buying from the company, this is not a product that's in the catalogue, these are products to aid your business. You don't get commission on those. So always bear that in mind. Once your goods have arrived, you need to deliver the goods as soon as possible because you're going to need to pay that invoice within 14 days of the goods arriving. Now, every week, you're going to get a statement by email telling you what is owed on your account and when it's due by. There again, you need to save these. So I keep all mine just in my emails. I've got folders for invoices, for statements, for GSAs, for certificates of income, all in separate folders, and I keep them. So if ever I do need to refer back to them, if ever there's an issue, you've got proof there of your statement that's been sent to you. Now, for the first year in your business, so if you're new, in the first year in your business, you get the hub for free. The hub is the Clean Easy ordering site, the stock checker, the DSA, your easy tracker, everything on there. That is free for 12 months. Now, that is worth £130. But after 12 months, you will be charged for distributor services at £10 a month. And that will come through as a separate invoice. So if you're coming up to your first year and you suddenly get an invoice for a tenner and you think, what's this? I haven't ordered anything. It's for your hub charges. Just in case you forgot when that was told to you when you first had your appointment and you were told about the business. Because we do get told so much when we first start that it's not always possible to remember everything that we get told. So first year's free, and then after 12 months you will be invoiced £10 a month from the company. Now, as soon as you've collected the money from your customer, you need to pay that into your bank account and pay your clean bill. This will then need to put another order. And if you have an order and you cannot deliver to the customer, sometimes it happens, customers change their mind, say they don't want it, all of a sudden you can't get hold of them anymore. Don't worry about it, because what you can do is put that item back up for sale or advertise it for immediate collection before returning it. Try and get rid of it before you send it back. So if there's nothing wrong with it, you may as well try to resell it on. Get into a routine of paying your bill every week, and then it becomes a habit. I always put my order on a Tuesday. My delivery comes on a Thursday. I deliver my goods to the customer on a Friday. I always pay my bill on a Tuesday because before I put my order through, I always photo into Clean Easy yet. So if you haven't done it within the first 28 days, they're going to put your account on stop. So that means you're not going to be able to put any orders through. So if you're new and you haven't sent a photo up to Clean Easy yet, go and do it. If you're not sure where to send it, speak to your upline. They will give you the email address to send it on. But this can stop your business, so make sure you've sent a photo ID up there. And if you don't pay your bill, they're going to put you on stop and you're not going to be able to trade anymore. Now, when it comes to making a payment, it's all done on the ordering site. You'll see where it says balance payments. All you do there is choose by which card method you want to make your payment, be it a debit card, MasterCard, Visa card, whatever. Pop in the amount that you need to owe, press the continue button, and that will take you to a secure page where it's not Service Centre Clean Easy, it's Photo ID, Kev. It's photoid.co.uk to send your photos to. So pop your details in, press continue, that will take you to a secure page where you can fill in your bank details and send the payment, and that is instant. Now you can pay at an NatWest Bank, but that will take 4 days to clear, so just be aware of that if you're waiting to put another order on. Far better to to do it this way. Pay it into your own account and pay it straight away. If you don't have a bank near you, like I don't, it's just photoid.co.uk. We'll put it on Liberty K page, just to be sure. If you don't have a bank near you, you can actually go to a post office with most banks now. Go to a post office, give them your card and ask to pay money into your account. And they just stick the card in and that instantly goes in. Oh, they must have changed it then, Becky. Thank you very much. Now, if you've got any returns, if you've got to return an item, maybe it's broken or maybe you can't sell it on, returns now have to be done in week 1 of a new period. You can't do it any other time, it's got to be week 1. To return an item, you're going to need the invoice number and the order number from your invoice that item came from. So this is why you need to keep a copy of your invoices so you can return it to the company. You then go on to create a goods return note entry, filling in relevant boxes, and then you click on accept current credit, and this will recredit you with the price that Clean Easy have charged you for the goods. They won't recredit you with the catalogue price. So it's what you've had to pay. So it's like your wholesale price is what you get credited back to. There again, that's where you do your goods return note entry. So on your ordering site, click goods return note entry and you can see it says invoice number, product number, the quantity of the item that you're sending back, and then there's a little drop down there where there's various different reasons. Maybe it was the wrong size, wrong item arrived, it was broken, whatever. There's lots of different reasons there. If your reason's not there, there is another box that you can click other. And then once you put the details in, you just click add to box. There's an invoice. This shows you where you find your invoice number, and you take the product number, the product code from the side there, and then that should match up. You should have no problems putting that return through. Then what happens then is to get the goods picked up from the courier, when you next put your order on, when you press accept on your order, you put your order through, accept, you'll have seen this page come up before, and it says book returns collection and number of boxes. Well, that is where you tick the book returns collection, and if it's 1 box, 2 boxes, or whatever, you click on how many boxes, press confirm, and that will process your return for you. Make sure you do all your returns on the one credit note before pressing complete, because you can't go back in and alter it. So make sure you know exactly what you're returning, all your invoice numbers, your product codes before you start filling your note in, and then obviously press confirm once you've done it. The return gets booked for delivery when you place your next order, and then what happens then is the driver, when he delivers your next order, will say, have you got a return for me? You give him your returns box, he signs your slip and takes the box away with him. So you want to make sure that you always have an empty box. Don't worry if it's a massive big box, it's only a little item, that's fine. But just always keep a box. And in your order, you'll get a yellow slip that comes in there, and there's a goods return label on there. So keep a yellow slip, keep a box for if ever you've got a return. And then you will need to print off the goods return note. You put one bit in the box, that's got all your details on of what you're returning, your account number, which invoice number, etc. That goes in the box with your return, and the other bit is for the delivery driver to sign to say that he's taken the box. And then keep hold of that, because things have been known to go astray. Doesn't happen often, but occasionally a box will go missing. You've then got proof what date it was picked up, which driver picked it up, and it gives you like a little barcode thing to stick on it as well, so you've got proof of your return. Now the credit for that return will appear on your next statement, and you need to deduct the commission made off that invoice off your next one, so you're paying back the credit. So you can't take commission twice, obviously. So if you've taken £10 commission on an item and then you return it, on your next invoice you need to knock that £10 back off. Now you get paid commission as you deliver the goods, so you've got the goods, you take them to your customer, the customer pays you, and you take your commission at that point. So you're getting paid money weekly. Now, at the end of each period, if you've hit the bonus level, you'll then get a bonus paid into your bank account at the end of the period, and it gets paid the Thursday after period end. You then, if you've qualified for bonus, will be sent a certificate of income, and it's like a virtual cheque, so you can show people. Now, remember, the money that comes on this cheque, you've already had some of it. That is the full total of what you've earned that period, but you will only get paid into the bank the amount that it shows as a back payment, because you've already had the other commission. You've taken that on a weekly basis. We did have a lady not so many periods ago that actually quit the business, because even though she took the money on a weekly basis, when she got a bonus cheque and it wasn't the full amount, couldn't understand why. So that's just explaining why. You get money weekly and you get your bonus at the end of the period. This is a copy of a statement. Now, your statements aren't junk mail, as aren't your GSAs, which I'll go into in a minute. You need to keep hold of your statements. You need to open the email. You need to read them, because you need to make sure that the information on there is right. So, like on this one, this is just an old one I just pulled out of emails. It tells you what order you've placed, what dates you placed it, what date it's due to be returned on, what your statement balance is, and then how much needs to be paid to the company and by what date. So remember, if you've got to pay, like in this one, I've got to pay that by the 3rd of the 10th. I needed to pay that. If I was going to the NatWest Bank, I would have to pay that 4 days beforehand. So they got that money on the date that it was due. Because if they don't get it on the day that they were due, it's due, they will put a stop on your account, and you need to keep your account flowing. So just keep a note of what's due and what date it's due. Do not spend Clean Easy's money. There's only one reason people get into debt with Clean Easy, and that's by spending money that they haven't earned. So you're spending the money that you should be paying to your supplier. Now, joining Clean Easy doesn't change your spending habits. So if you've got bad spending habits already, joining Clean Easy won't change that. So you have to be really strict with yourself and be careful not to spend money that isn't yours. Only keep the retail profit it states on the invoice. Don't dip in for a bit of petrol, a takeaway, pay the window cleaner, because you will forget to put it back. And then if you can't pay your bill, your account will be put on stop and you won't be able to trade. A few years ago, I did a wonderful retailer. She used to retail £1,700 every 4 weeks. She was doing absolutely storming. And then one period, I looked at the GSA and saw her account was on stop. So I gave her a ring and I said, is there a problem? I noticed your account's gone on stop. And she says, yes. She says, I've not paid my invoice. I said, oh, right. I said, have you had trouble with your deliveries? She says, no, I went and bought 2 beds, 2 wardrobes and 2 bedside tables for the kids for the bedrooms. Now, she would have only had to work another few months and would have been able to go out and have bought them items. But instead, she chose to spend Clean Easy's money. Her account was put on stop. She could no longer trade. And Clean Easy continued to chase her for that money. And it went to debt management and she would have had to pay interest on that money. Don't sacrifice your business. There's nothing that you need that's that desperate that you have to spend Clean Easy's money. Clean Easy's here to help you get out of that financial mess, not put you in one. Now, if you do go on to stop, it could be for a variety of reasons. It could be that you have your picture in. It's more than likely your payment hasn't been received. So if you have paid, you do get a confirmation email telling you that Clean Easy's received your money. So if you've paid and had a confirmation and your account's gone on stop, then what you need to do then is give Clean Easy a ring and ask them what the problem is. We cannot do this for you because of data protection. This is your account, your personal details. So you have to ring them up, and the number's on screen there, 01254 304 171. So keep your account up and active. You need to check your GSA. You'll get a GSA twice a week. It's a group sales analysis. It's not junk mail. You really do need to look at it and see what's going on in your business. Check the figures on there. It's your sales and your team's sales. So you can see where you are in the business. You can see how far off you are bonus levels. You can monitor how close your team are to bonus levels because they don't know what they're doing, especially if they're new. So as a team leader, it's your job to keep an eye on their figures and just give them a reminder. Did you know you're only £200 away from bonus? Or did you know you're only a couple of £100 away from your next pin level or something like that? So it's your job to look at that. So keep an eye on your GS. If you're confused by the points, to convert points into pounds, you just take the number of points and times it by 1.2, and that converts it into pounds for you. So it's really simple. Remember, this is a business you're running. You are a business owner, so treat it like a business and not a way to earn a bit of pocket money. But most importantly, don't shoot your golden goose, because you bugger it up and that's it, you cannot trade. So I hope that's helped. Like I say, I will put these slides up on Liberty K, so you can look back at them, especially new people, if you're a bit unsure. So take them down. Thank you very much, and I'll pass you back to Kev.